Hi, Tim Hauser here from UberScoreMaster. I just wanted to run through some math with you in how we do the statistics for UberScoreMaster. We've gotten some concerned people that have written me in the past about how the numbers don't look quite right to them, and I wanted to assure you that a lot of thought has gone into this. I have a lot of statistical background. I used to teach statistics, and I've consulted a math professor about this, and we argued for at least a couple of hours on trying to find a better solution here. So I wanted to explain to you how these numbers come about so that you can understand it and understand the mathematical problem underneath it and how I solved it. So here's a slide that I made up. And if you think about it in its most simplest sense, there are two shooters. Now, in matches we have more than two, obviously, but let's just, for sake of discussion right now, we have two shooters. They're the only ones that showed up at the match. And you want to compare the score of one person to another. So all you have are just two numbers. And what are the rules about that numbers? Well, the minimum score cannot go below 0, and the maximum number is unknown. So we can't really weight each number, whether it's a point or a second or a fraction of a second. We really can't change the weighting of that because we don't know the maximum possible amount. So really, the only thing you can do is just divide the two and get a number so that you can look at the difference between the two numbers. And then obviously as the difference is less, then you're closer to that person's number, whatever that number might be. And if it's further apart, then you're further apart if the number. So it's just the difference between the two. And so how you're used to doing it probably, and some of the people that have emailed me and said, well, we just divide this out, and that's how it's typically been done. So the higher score, and then you divide your score or the second person's score, and then you come up with a percentage. And that's how UberScoreMaster uses most of the percentiles here. But the problem becomes when you have points down. So if you want to compare from week to week or from stage to stage, or how you're doing with other shooters, how do you compute points down? So the highest shooter has 0 down, and your points down are 20. So in this example, 0 divided by 20 is 0. So that really doesn't make for a very exciting graph. So the solution that I came up with is really what you're thinking about is there are two numbers, and you're just comparing the two, and it's really just a ratio, numerator, denominator, and it's a ratio between the two is what you're trying to compute. And so, and there's no real weighting that you can do, W-E-I-G-H-T-I-N-G. There's no weighting that you can put on the numbers because you don't know the maximum. So my simple solution was just to add the number 1 to this. Now, true math theoreticians, or whatever you want to call them, would have a huge problem with this, but we're just looking, as competition shooters, we're just looking for a number that we can compare to another person. And we don't have much that we can work with. We just have, two numbers. And so this is an imperfect solution. Certainly if you have a better one, I'm all ears for that, because we're trying to write an excellent product here, and if you have something better, I'm not above listening to how you might be able to do this math. But really, this just provides the comparison that you want and the distance of how far away you are from the leader. And so by doing it in this method, we can get some nice looking charts and graphs that I can plot and that you can use to view how you did from stage to stage or from week to week against the leaders in each one of those stages, or week to week leader in each week. So that's the way that we did it, and it is imperfect, yes. Are you to look at these scores, and you kind of have to accept the fact that this isn't a perfect method, but it does show the comparison, which is what's important for us, how you compare to the leader. And even that's flawed in itself, because the difficulty of each stage is not taken into consideration. The number of shooters, how hot it is that day, if you're looking at overall scores, even though there's a division in class button here where you can break it out by that, but in the overall, you're just lumping everybody into the same pool. So there are some imperfections here, say, quality of the stages, the match director, of, there's just too many other comparisons. So this kind of just breaks it down real simple to a number, a comparison number. So that's how the math works out here. Certainly, if you have any better solution for us, let me know. Send me an email at support@UberScoreMaster.com. Thank you for your time.